Welcome, everyone, to the Word of the Day podcast, where useful words are pleasantly explained. I'm your host, Jamie Silva. Today's word is inordinate. And to introduce us to it, please welcome to the show today's talented voice actor, Roy. Roy, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me on, Jamie. The meaning of inordinate is simple enough. Basically, an excessive amount. It's like an intensified version of extra. So, if there are 4 pencils and 3 pens by your desk, you have extra writing utensils. But if you fill one of those cup-sized pencil holders with like 10 of each, plus some highlighters and Sharpies, that would be an inordinate number of writing utensils.
All right, so the official definition of inordinate is similar. Quote, unusually or disproportionately large, excessive, unquote. Well, this is kind of close, but there is a pretty serious error. Large just doesn't fit here because inordinate does not inherently contain the idea of size. In my opinion, you have to make that concept clear via an additional word. So to be more precise, if you just said, hey, look at the inordinate cake over there, that would make no sense. Like, in what respect is it inordinate? What about it is excessive or extreme? Is it inordinately huge? Inordinately delicious? See, inordinate just is not a standalone term. And without context, usually in the form of an additional adjective, it just doesn't quite work. So I'm going to take a few points off the official definition there.
In the same vein, you can't say there are inordinate people waiting in line at the movie theater. Even when simply referring to amounts, inordinate has to be coupled with a word like number or quantity or amount, but it can also modify an adjective as well.
It's time now for an etymology interlude. Back in the day, inordinate more meant disorderly or not properly arranged. The root Latin word ordinare means to arrange or set in order. So the reverse of that would be not arranged, or perhaps in a state of disarray. Using this sense, if you walked into an apartment that was super messy with everything out of place, you could say, wow, what an inordinate apartment. Some real slobs must live here. Again, this is the old-fashioned meaning, but you can see how we got to the modern meaning from here. Today, you have to be more specific and say something like, this apartment is inordinately untidy. All right, let's now move on to the examples of how to use inordinate or inordinately in everyday conversation. Roy, lead us off.
John felt ill in the afternoon, probably because he had consumed an inordinate number of pancakes that morning.
The wait for a table at the restaurant was inordinately lengthy, so Larry and Sarah decided to eat elsewhere. Note that you could say that like this as well. The line was of inordinate length. So with the of in front, this still means, that it was a very long line, but you're just saying it in a more formal sort of way.
There was an awkward silence after Leslie revealed to her book club that she sometimes reads the last couple of pages first to see how stories end. She found the pause inordinately uncomfortable, so she filled it by mentioning that they wouldn't believe which key character turns out is from the future.
Well, that's it for the Word of the Day today. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Roy, for being here. And thanks to so many of you who left inordinately kind reviews of the show on iTunes. So just to pick a couple totally at random, user Shadjar writes, quote, this show is unimaginably informative and superlatively entertaining. Wow, wow.
And then, separately and totally unconnectedly, Kate Teacherman writes, this was unimaginably informative and superlatively entertaining and stuff, unquote.
Well, Roy, I have no idea how those two folks happened upon such similar phrasing, but if you agree with them, please do consider reviewing the show yourself, as it helps us a great deal. This has been the Word of the Day podcast. I'm Jamie Silva.